Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I'll tell you about this wonderful thing. You know what this is? This is a new product from CarlinKit Systems. It's called Mini Ultra. It's a wireless CarPlay and Android Auto adapter that creates wireless connectivity between your phone and the infotainment of your car. Of course, your car needs to have already the OEM, so to speak, the built-in wired Android Auto or wired Apple CarPlay in order for this thing to work. It doesn't have enough space and enough brains to do anything else. It's not an AI box. It doesn't enable streaming. It doesn't have any other things that you need a bit of a bigger box for and perhaps a slightly higher price tag. But this thing, with my discount code that you can always find in the links in the description, you can get this well under 100 Australian dollars. And imagine the value of this, to be honest with you, because this tiny thing, if all you need is wireless connectivity, you walk into your car, once it's paired properly via Bluetooth, this thing detects your phone automatically, and Google Maps or your podcast or whatever else the Android Auto interface or Apple CarPlay interface comes up automatically. That's all we need 90% of the time. How many of us really stream Netflix or watch YouTube in our cars? Of course, there are those cases. That's why the AI boxes exist, the bigger ones. But I digress. I'm just so impressed with the fact that CarlinKit created this wonderful, affordable, very performant, I will tell you about this in a second, very performant little thing that does the basic stuff, really being packed into this form factor. It doesn't occupy any space. It doesn't have any wires. All that came in the box is this and an optional, also separately packaged adapter, a USB-A to USB-C adapter if all your car has is USB-C ports. That's fine. You can still do it. Of course, it will kind of extend itself a little bit, will be a little bit longer if you had to use the adapter. I didn't, but you might. But it is still well within very reasonable kind of form factor. Anyway, very impressed with that. Basically, with creation of something like this, the old time-proven already solutions that we have been using until today from our good old friends, say Autocast, like I will mention them here as a good healthy comparison. Autocast creates still a lot of other competitive products in other price brackets. But if you compare the basic functionality of wireless connectivity to your car, and if you look at this and then you look at this, which one are you going to choose? Which one are you going to choose? Both are high quality, both are from respectable brands. I would absolutely, in this case, I would choose this. If I needed streaming, if I needed Netflix, if I needed YouTube, of course I would go to Autocast, and I always do, right? But fair is fair. I'm just being really brutally honest with you. If I had to give you just my honest casual review, mate, connectivity, most basic. No instructions. You don't need instructions. You simply plug this in. You simply find the new device as it tells you on the screen what device to find on your phone, in your Bluetooth settings, in your Bluetooth connectivity. So basically, you just connect your phone, you just pair it as you would with any normal other device, and then on your infotainment screen, you have immediately access to your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay and stuff. I have been reviewing a lot of these things or similar things, AI boxes, recently from a lot of manufacturers, not just Autocast, from a lot of manufacturers. Take a look at the recent videos if you're doing your research properly. And I can tell you that some of them, even more expensive ones, even AI boxes, they lag. You can see my usual kind of twirly finger test, like I do this on the Google map, yeah? I do this. And I can see there is always some kind of connectivity lag between the phone and between the device, any device, this one, any other device, right? All I do is I simply casually assess using the same device always and the same car, this is my wife's MG ZST 2021 model, how much lag is there between the finger movement and what you can see visually here on the screen. And I can tell you, I'm not being scientific about it, but as just a normal user, there is a lot less lag between this, like that this thing creates, compared to some of the more expensive devices, if all you need is just basic functionality. I could not recommend this enough. We haven't had this in use. It is not a long-term review. It is first impressions. The car is started. I'm checking it out very quickly for you. But so I do with every other device. So it's a one-to-one comparison. And I can tell you that for this kind of price range and for this kind of size, mate, I can see wins all over. Like, I will be happy as always to follow up 2-3 months down the track to tell you if this thing is still working and if it's still performing as expected. But the initial impressions are incredibly positive. And I can tell you that my wife, who now uses a wireless car holder and car charger in her car from a different company that I reviewed another day, right? She already has kind of extra wires there, all right? She probably could use one less wire. So I think that this, after years of using this wonderful, again, serving its very high purpose adapter from AutoCast, the one that we've been using for a very long time in her car, I actually think that this is the time when I'm going to replace one with another. I'm going to replace this with this. That is my honest review for you, for what it's worth. And of course, this thing has proven itself. AutoCast has proven itself that it's been lasting us a long time. I have no reasons to believe that CarlinKit is not going to do just as good a job, but this is probably, you're witnessing a historic moment, my friend, when we're going to stop using one and start using another on a long-term basis. I think that we are going to check this, and stay tuned if you are interested in CarlinKit products compared to some other ones that we have been admittedly promoting a lot more so, just because of the amount of variety of devices they send to us. It just happens organically here. People send me stuff, I don't ask for it. But OTA upgrades are supported, which basically means that this thing will be able to update itself smartly. I don't know when it will happen and how will it happen. It probably will prompt you through the phone, I imagine, but we will see. I will update you on all of this and more after somewhat respectable amount of use, day-to-day use, probably after 3 months. So stay tuned for the future of this device. So anyway, you let me know in the comments down below. Do you use any of the CarlinKit systems like this? Have you used the previous adapter that I have promoted a while ago? It was the CarlinKit 5.0. That was great in its own right, but again, it was bigger. It was this big. But this thing, super impressed. Going to update you on this. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for tuning in as always. All of you who are also giving these videos likes so that the channel can be discovered and more people could come to our little casual campfire in the woods of discussing these devices. Wonderful people you are. Thank you very much for your support. And as a reward, as always, for people who watch my whole videos, a little tiny preview of coming up next. Next time, we're going to review a wonderful product from a company called IT-Hill. IT-Hill are providers and creators of variety of outdoorsy equipment, yeah, for people who camp in their cars, who just generally camp, right? And I will be reviewing a very cool multifunction in one lantern/light for your car, for your camping. It is a mosquito repellent, it is an ambient light, as well it's a torch, and it's even an emergency power bank. So do stay tuned, and this is your reward once again for being with me throughout the full duration of the video. Thank you very much for your support, and here is something back from me to you. Like the video if you haven't already, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.